Hey, if you're interested in getting a skylight installed for your roof, this video is for you. I'll cover some of the basic types of skylights along with options and considerations on which kind to go for. Everything I talk about here is based on the Velux brand skylights. These are by far the best skylights available. As you see, I've got two different Velux ones here that I'll kind of point out some things on. First up, let's talk about the types of skylights. The most common type is a fixed skylight. This simply means that it does not open or close. It's just fixed in place, kind of like a roof window. A fixed skylight might be for you if all you want is great natural light in the space below. You can get these with or without an array of shades and blinds, which I'll talk more about in a minute. The second type of skylight is a venting or ventilated skylight. You can't really see the difference between the two here, but I'll show you in a minute. The vented skylight does open and close as opposed to the fixed. The advantage with one of these is that you can draw fresh air in from the outside, which can help you with things like temperature control in a room or sometimes even reduction of mold and mildew. If you're wanting a skylight in a bathroom, definitely get a vented one so you can open it to release the humidity in the air. Otherwise, what can happen is that during winter months, that warm, humid air hits the cold glass on the backside, on the inside of the skylight, then condenses and drips down. By using a vented skylight, this problem is easily solved. So we'll see on this vented skylight, if I turn it around to what would be the inside, this outside black flange will be hidden, and what you'll see when you look up through the roof is just this white trim side. This vented skylight comes with a screen, which is standard of course because they open and close. You can pull this screen out easily to clean the skylight. Down here we'll see the crank. So this is a manually operated skylight. When I crank this skylight starts to open on the outside, and it'll open 12-15 inches. And then I just crank it backwards and it closes it. But a much better option is to get one that is either solar powered or hardwired and comes with a nifty little remote. All you got to do is hit the button and it opens or closes. Some people are worried about leaving home with a skylight open. What if it rains? Velux skylights come with a very handy rain sensor which automatically opens and closes the skylight if it starts raining. The third type is a tubular skylight, also known as a sun tunnel. This type uses a small rooftop dome to capture the sunlight, which is then transferred through the attic space and into the ceiling fixture with a reflective tube. From the room, it looks much like a light fixture and provides a great natural light in tight spaces. Another thing to consider is which direction your skylight is facing. If it's facing north, you'll get the benefit of lighting without as much heat, since the sun isn't shining directly from the north here, at least not in North America. Conversely, if you put it on the south-facing side of your roof, you're going to not only get that light, but also get a good bit more heat with direct sunlight throughout the day. You can, of course, adjust this with a blind or shade, so let's look at the shade and blind types and how they work. My simple recommendation would be that if you're getting a skylight, definitely get a shade or a blind with it. Blinds can block out the sunlight and much of the heat coming through, whereas shades like this one filter it. Some still comes through, but it's less pronounced. These shades and blinds come in a variety of colors and types, and they can be manually adjusted if you can reach the skylight. If the skylight is out of reach, be sure to get a solar powered one. These are super handy and work with a little remote control. The cool thing about getting a solar powered one like this one is that it entitles you to the 30% federal tax credit against the cost of the entire skylight project, which is really cool. So if you spend, let's say, $4,500 on the project, buy the shade for a few extra $100, and then you'll be able to get that 30% credit against the entire $4,500, which will more than pay for the shade or blind you have included. So that's the lowdown on the functions and types of skylights available. I have a few super helpful blog posts about skylights on my website, so check them out as well if you'd like to learn more about some of the pros and cons of putting a skylight in. Thanks.